Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome. And for those who are new, I hope you can benefit from this channel. So I'm wearing my super curly hair, which I automatically get when I rebound. So anytime I want to go out, my dude's like, hey, are you going to curl your hair? And I'm all, so no, I'm going to do the rebounder. And I'll be ready in 27 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty great. Anyway, yes, I'm part of Dawn's Happier Rebounder Challenge, which you can find on Facebook and Instagram. It's pretty fantastic, and we are making a difference one bounce at a time. I wanted to talk to you about this concept called your sweet spot. And it is not sugar, and it's not even a place. It's who you are when you're in your best place, when you're able to contribute the most to the world. And I'm going to attach the video that I got this information from, and I just wanted to share a little bit of it. So it says, there's a lot of things that we read about in the news or watch in the news that we actually can't do anything other than pray about. And when we get caught up in those sort of things, when we get lost in the conversation about those sort of things that we can't even begin to control, we wander away from our sweet spot. And I totally get that. Oh my gosh. So much time is wasted on things that we cannot change and cannot control. So it goes on to say, everyone has a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot where you can have the most impact. There's a sweet spot where you can have the most influence. And God wants you to act in that sweet spot. God wants you to live in the sweet spot and act in the sweet spot and influence in that sweet spot. And everything outside of that sweet spot, to some extent, is just a distraction. So true. So true. And you know what? I know it's true because I do it intentionally sometimes. When I just don't want to deal with my daily life. When things are so overwhelming to me, I do distract myself intentionally by just hanging out mindlessly for hours. Whether it's watching television programs that don't mean anything to me. Like I'll literally pick a television program and say, I'm watching this because it's mindless and I don't feel like focusing. Like, I could be that honest about it. But, you know, sometimes life is a bit overwhelming like that. But when you're in your sweet spot, the grace and energy and desire is endless. So do you know what your sweet spot is? As part of this video, there's a girl who shares what she understands her sweet spot to be. And what she recognized was that she's not supposed to be out in front. She's not supposed to be the public eye, the speaker, the person people are focusing on. Her gifts are behind the scenes, where she does all of the detailed work that allows people to most enjoy whatever the presentation is. And that's where she gets her thrill from. And she knows that the footwork that she does behind the scenes is what allows the main activity to be so successful. So I was thinking, I'm usually in my element when I'm being creative for other people. So if I'm like helping to get a project done, if I'm easing someone's burden by, you know, doing writing for them or editing for them, whenever I'm kind of doing creative things that I know are going to make a difference, I love that. And I would definitely say that part of my sweet spot, because let's go back to what it said. It said, everyone has a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot where you can have the most impact. There's a sweet spot where you can have the most influence. And God wants you to act in that sweet spot. I would say another part of a sweet spot for me is hope. I love to give hope to people, but not mindless hope, but hope with understanding. You know, why can something be different? Why is God on our side? You know, why is Jesus worthy of an investment? Why does prayer life matter? Why does eating right, meaning a vegan lifestyle, matter? And how, instead of seeing it as a burden or a punishment, can you see it as grace and a gift? And when I can touch someone who hears a message that I give, even on Jules Blessed Vegan, that hears a message that I give, and they see it with a twist for what before they thought was work or a burden, they suddenly can see, oh wait, yeah, I mean, that's grace, right? Oh, you mean that could ease my life? Why was I feeling punished by that? When I get them to that point where they can actually have hope, nothing makes my heart shine bigger than that. And in fact, in the comments, if I've given you hope at any time, I would love to hear, because that is my sweet spot. When I can let people know that they can just breathe easy because there is hope. It's pretty fantastic. So it's an interesting conversation. I hope you'll watch the video and kind of discover what your sweet spot is, the place you can live, the place you can act, the place you can influence. What is that place for you? All right, people, I ate well today. I did my rebounder as my hair to test. I did my arms, because these arms are going to be rocking. I'm going to get my arms back. I can't wait for a couple of things. When a civilian says, "Are you Jules Blessed Vegan?" That'll be great. And when someone randomly says, "Wow, you have great arms," bring it. Okay, peace be with you. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, and until we talk again, best of all, be blessed.